Hey, hey. I didn't realize you guys can hear me cough and stuff. So here we are. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Laura, aka Perplexed, and make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I may do more uploads than lives only because, well, I have my reasons. But I know I promised you guys that I was going to go live again tonight, so here we are. What's up, Sly, Criminal Med? You two are the only two talking at the moment. I know it's late, and I apologize. But I have been down this rabbit hole for like an hour. No joke. I am embarrassed to be a woman. You guys could not even fucking believe what I'm seeing on TikTok. Holy shit. Absolutely crazy. These women are nuts. Absolutely fucking nuts. So, of course, I left comments here and there, and I'm like, how do you feel now? Now that you know he's gay, how do you feel? But in my travels, and hey, Best Nail Tech, in my rabbit hole travels, I found an interesting guy. He's a language expert, psychological body language expert that I had never seen before. He came up in recommendations. I was listening to him and I'm watching him. And I'm like, okay, I'm not an expert. I don't know body language like he does. But it intrigued me because I disagree with the guy. Certain things I agree with, but other things I disagree with. Now, I do have a degree in psychology. I studied abnormal psychology. What I don't have is body language expert or clinical psychology. So, and I really need to stress that I am not a body language expert. But based on my theory I really believe that that's his problem. And I really believe that he is angry and there's a lot of built up anger. I agree that the facial tattoos are about him showing that he is intimidating because everybody knows he's not. And he's really a big fucking pussy. Like anybody that beats a woman is a big pussy, in my opinion. But that's why I wanted to play the body language expert for you guys. And tell me what you guys think. So that's why I decided I had to go live again. Because I needed to show you guys this video. And I wanted to know your impression of it. I also found from NBC2 from a year ago his conversation with them. And I'm going to play that too. It seems that good old Wade had written NBC4. Now we had heard, or NBC2, we had heard about it on the calls from jail. And, you know, his father yelled at him. It was the last time they had the conversation. But to see him talk in person and to see like really what trash he is, I don't understand these women falling all over him, or guys for that matter. But I'm going to show you guys that too. Hey, Miss Boo. But first, I want to show you guys the body language. And I'm also going to give you my impression. Now, personally, I see differently than the body language expert. And I'm going to explain that.
Hey everybody, Dr. G here.
Okay. Let me also explain that I am not a body language expert. I want to keep stressing that. This is solely my opinion. And my opinion could be 100% wrong. But tell me what you guys think. Hold on. And the body language expert is from Dr. G Explains. Shout out to him. And I'll drop the link. I'll put the link in the description. All right. I don't know if any of you guys know who this guy is. I mean, it's got like 600,000 views, so he's definitely well known. I just never heard of him before. But he's going, hey, Debbie, he's going to give you his credentials. Hey, Miss Boo. Oh, before I go on, I also want to tell you guys, Florida, remember I said earlier I want to get the phone calls? Florida does not release the phone calls. Florida, they're considered private, so they're not so easy to get. I'm still working on it, though. And somebody else I know, another creator, is also working on it. And they have an FOIA request in, and we're hoping the calls come with it. So I'll let you guys know when that time happens, when we find something out. But hopefully we'll be able to get them. So without further ado, let's do this. Where am I?
I'm a licensed clinical psychologist and body language expert, and today we're going to be analyzing the behavior and body language.
Okay, again, I am not a licensed clinical psychologist, nor am I a body language expert. So I am the exact opposite of Dr. G here.
Language of Wade Wilson. Wade Wilson was recently found guilty for the murder of 2 women that he brutally strangled. Before we get started with this analysis, I wanted to remind you of a couple of things. One, this is not a psychological evaluation of any kind. These are just my opinions. In addition to that, I do want to remind you to like and subscribe if you want to see more content just like this. All right, let's go. What we're going to be looking at today is Wade Wilson's reaction to the penalty phase of his trial. Let's just jump right in.
All right, verdict form.
Now, the first thing you're probably...
Okay, now, the first thing that I see in Wade is, here we go, eye of the roll, here we go, I know what's going to be said, I'm not beating this, and thankfully, this is all finally over. That's what I see.
Probably noticing as they're getting the verdict form ready is that he's leaning back. Now, this is an attempt to appear casual. It's an attempt to appear calm. As you can see, he's got his nose in the air. You're going to see a lot more of this. He's leaning back. He's trying to appear calm, but we're going to see there's probably a lot more emotion under the surface than initially meets the eye.
Okay, now what I see, I agree with him about the nose up in the air, that he thinks he's better than everybody. But I also see an air of narcissism, that he's not afraid, he's fully prepared, and he's okay with it. He's just glad that it's finally over.
All right, verdict form appears to be in order. We'll let the clerk publish the verdict.
In the circuit court of the...
Now, you probably noticed a lot of emotion just then. First thing you see is a heavy swallow. Now, as our mouths dry out, as we're getting more and more anxious, it makes us aware of the different processes going on in our body. So it ends up oftentimes causing us to think about the sensations in our throat, causes us to swallow. So you're seeing him swallowing, which means that he's got a lot of anxiety right now. You're also seeing him look around everywhere. He doesn't know where to put his eyes. There's a lot of anxiety and stress under the surface.
See, now he sees anxiety. I see relief. I see a man who's been living a lie for 30 years, and it's all come to a head, and he wants the death penalty for multiple reasons, which I'll get into later. But I see relief. I don't see, I mean, I'm sure there's a level of anxiety from, knowing you're going to die or not, but between the smugness and the way he's sitting, I see relief. Like he's glad it's finally over.
That he doesn't want to show. Like I said, the leaning back is an attempt to counterbalance how he's feeling, because right now he's probably feeling very intense. But as we're going to talk about with some of the tattoos, that's the last way that he would want you to think that he feels right now, I think.
All right, verdict form appears to be in order. We'll let the clerk publish the verdict.
In the Circuit Court of the 20th Judicial
See, there's those deep swallows again. He's starting to blink more. The stress is building and building.
Circuit in Forley County, Florida. Criminal action. State of Florida versus Wade Wilson. Case number.
You can also see his chest moving up and down pretty rapidly, actually. He's taking heavy, deep breaths. The reason we do that is that when our heart pumps harder, when our heart beats faster, it uses up more oxygen. Therefore, we need to breathe heavier. We need to breathe more. So right now...
But what I mean is just knowing that you could be sentenced to death, you're going to have a natural anxiety. It's natural. I can't imagine somebody not, hearing those words, you're guilty, because that's shoving it in your face. Like Dr. G says, and I agree with it, he has no control over it. He's a narcissist. He wants control. Well, he doesn't have any control. That is what I think is causing his anxiety, not that he's getting read a death sentence. So I do believe there is anxiety, but I don't think it's for the reasons that Dr. G thinks.
You're seeing somebody who's feeling a tremendous amount of stress, as most people would in a situation like this, but he doesn't want to show it. So some people want you to see how stressed out they are. Some people do not. And some people don't seem to feel much of anything. I've absolutely watched verdicts being read where people seem to feel or experience very little. This does not seem to be the case with him. I think that he's someone that feels very intensely. And right now, as I said before, he's leaning back. He's got his nose in the air. We put our nose in the air to show everybody else that we're better than them, that we're above a certain situation. So he's basically saying, this doesn't affect me. But as we can see, it seems very much to affect him.
State of Florida versus Wade Wilson. Case number 19 CF 568. Jury verdict form, penalty phase. We, the jury.
All right, now you see that little twitch in the corner of his mouth. So they said penalty phase, it's a big swallow, it's a twitch in the corner of his mouth. What this is his contempt. Now, most emotions we see on both sides of the body except for contempt. So when somebody smiles, both sides, frowns, both sides, you get the idea. But when you see this weird little twitch, that is a contemptuous feeling. So he feels contempt that they're getting ready to read him this verdict, that they're getting ready to read him the penalty.
Jury verdict form, penalty phase.
That's the look right there. A one-sided smirk, a quick twitch on his face because the feelings of contempt are so intense. And part of the reason is that he has no control at this point. You got to realize somebody like him is going to absolutely want to be in complete and utter control at any given time. And in this situation right here, when you have...
And that part I completely agree with.
A jury member reading something to you and you have no control, that's going to stir up feelings of contempt and probably other feelings as well.
Reasonable doubt that Wade Wilson was previously convicted of a felony and under sentence of imprisonment.
Now, something that's going to be absolutely torturous to him is how long it's taking, because there's a process. The jury has to read through this. They have to read the statement, in essence, that's written down. And so he's not going to like this. He's going to want to just go ahead and get things over with. So he is sitting there. He is simmering. He's struggling to make it through this because he has to sit there and listen, yet he wants an answer quickly. So for somebody like him who's probably impatient, probably impulsive, this is going to be torturous for him, basically.
Or placed on community control or on felony probation. Yes. We, the jury, find unanimously that the state has established...
And as you can see, the deep swallowing again. He also looked at the camera right here. Watch this right here.
We, the jury.
He has a lot of anxiety and he knows it. And I think that he wants to make sure that everybody sees what he wants people to see. I mean, you have to think about the tattoos that he has. He's very big on appearance. You don't get a swastika tattooed on your face without knowing that people are looking at you and thinking about how people are perceiving you. He wants people to be afraid of him. He wants to be intimidating. He wants to control how others feel. And he has no control right now. So knowing he's being recorded, knowing this is taking a while, these are all things that are going to add to his frustration and his stress.
And again, that part I completely agree with. But this is where it starts to change, my opinion.
We find unanimously that the state has established beyond a reasonable doubt that Wade Wilson was previously convicted of another capital felony or of a felony involving the use of threat of violence to the person. Yes.
Now, you saw him blink.
Now, to me, his eye roll, his blinking that Dr. G is going to say something totally different, I think that was a sign of relief. It's over. It's finally fucking over. That's how I see it. Again, I am not an expert, but that's what I see when I look on that face, that it was a sign of relief.
Very slowly right there. Now, blinking naturally is very quick. That was very slow, which means it was intentional. Watch this again.
Use of threat of violence to the person. Yes. We, the jury.
So that slow blink, this means that he is giving thought to how he's being perceived. He blinked slowly. He looked at the camera. He's trying to remain calm because I think that that's how he wants to appear to everybody else, that he's calm, that he's above this, that he doesn't care what's being said, that he doesn't care the outcome here, that he is unaffected, which once again does not seem to be the case.
Unanimously find that the state has.
And there was that contempt again. Watch this right here.
Yes, to the person. Yes. We, the jury, unanimously find that.
So we, the jury, unanimously find. Immediately, I think he's preparing himself once again for what's getting ready to be said. He knows it's not going to go his way, but he knows how uncomfortable it's going to feel to have to hear this, to have to listen to this, to have people looking at him when this is being said. And so, once again, there's that contempt right there.
Unanimously find that the state has established beyond a reasonable doubt that the first-degree murder was especially heinous, atrocious, or cruel. Yes. We, the jury, unanimously find that the state has established beyond a reasonable doubt that the first-degree murder was committed in a cold, calculated, and premeditated manner without any pretense of moral or legal justification.
I do think the fact that there's a process, the fact that he has no control, once again, is making him struggle. You see that he doesn't know where to look. He keeps looking around, and then he continues to look back at the camera. He seems to have this pattern of looking around, looking at the camera. There's just so.
And I honestly feel like he's thinking in his mind, that's it. Now what? Hopefully they give me death and I'm not in general population and I'm by myself. And just, I'm very happy that it's finally come to an end. Just put me in my cell and then sentence me to die. The worst thing that can happen to him is to not die and be put in general population. That is the worst thing that could happen to him.
Much discomfort right now.
That Wade Wilson should be sentenced to death. As to count 4, first-degree murder, Diane Ruiz. We, the jury, unanimously find that the state has established beyond a reasonable doubt.
And as you can see, he was taking deep breaths, staring straight ahead. After hearing that, trying to process the fact that they had basically said that he's going to get the death penalty. So at that point, he'd been waiting for it. He'd been anticipating it.
All right, Tracy, earlier in my earlier live, I said that this might be his roommate, his cellmate. But then I started listening again, and the guy didn't even know where to write a letter to. There's no way that someone that was in jail with a max security prisoner wouldn't know where to write a letter to. That's why I don't think it's the roommate. I could be wrong, but that's why I don't think it's the roommate. The roommate would know. I mean, you're housed with a max security prisoner. They don't put a murderer with a drug felon, a double murderer with a nonviolent drug felon. So the fact that Joey had no idea where to write a letter, there's no way he was in the same cell with him or the same jail, because that Joey was going to escape and they both got charged with possible escape. So, and in the phone call, Joey said something about being 52. So that's why, cellmate. So that's why I don't think it's the cellmate. So it could be all over Reddit. We had discussed that earlier because that was my first thought. But there's no way it's him. There's just no way. There's no way a prisoner wouldn't know where to write a letter. So that's why I don't think it's him.
And then he's trying to manage the feelings that come with that.
Aggravating factors. We, the jury, make.
So if you look at the tattoos that he has, obviously there's a couple of swastikas there. The whole goal is to assert mental dominance over people so that when people look at him, they know that he is hateful. They know that he is angry, to go ahead and assert dominance of some kind. If you look at the mouth stitches, what looks to be sewn shut, it's presumably, I assume some of that's probably a throwback to the Joker from The Dark Knight, who had the cuts on his face. And so there's some idea that he's unpredictable, that he's wild. But the point is that with these tattoos, he is trying to wear who he is very much on his face. He wants you to see this. This is the goal of this, is to show you who he is. The goal of this is to make a statement when people look at him. So you got to think about the fact that somebody that has these types of tattoos really is trying to speak to people without saying anything.
8 jurors vote for the death penalty. Your recommendation must be for a penalty of life in prison without the possibility of parole. If 8 or more jurors vote for...
It also looks like he's trying to keep a slight smirk on his face right now. It's a little bit hard to tell. And the fact that there's that...
Now, as far as the smirk goes, I don't think he's trying. I think that is a natural reaction per se for knowing he wasn't going to get, knowing that he was going to get death. But more importantly, he kind of smirked like, all right, so I didn't beat the system. Now everyone's going to know I'm guilty kind of thing. So I half agree with Dr. G and half not.
Tattoo makes it more distracting, but it looks like he's trying to keep a slight smile on his face. Although based on all of the stress he's shown so far, I'm not sure that he actually feels any happiness or that he actually feels any degree of being pleased with anything going on right now. If anything, I think that he's probably very frustrated by the fact that he has no control in this moment. And, you know, once again, you look at his tattoos, those are all about control and controlling how other people feel when they look at him.
For the death penalty, your recommendation must be for the death penalty. We have further considered whether Wade Wilson should be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole or death. We, the jury, find by a vote of 10-2 that Wade Wilson should be sentenced to death. Dated this.
And just in case you didn't know, in the state of Florida, a jury only needs 8 out of 12 to recommend the death penalty. The jurors do not make the final decision, though. The judge makes the final decision. So I don't know what factors the judge has, but there's certain criteria in Florida that you have to meet in order to even recommend the death penalty. So they also said that, now that makes sense, Sly. They also said that the judge, depending on how the judge feels, can easily come back and say, no, he should not get death. So it's really all up to the judge.
25th day of June, 2024, in Lee County.
Now, right now, to me, after they had said that he should be sentenced to death, he looks to me like he's trying to hide a little bit. Because at that point, he's sitting very still. Watch this part right here.
Of 10-2 that Wade Wilson should be sentenced to death. Dated this 25th day of June, 2024, in Lee County, Florida, 4-person.
Do you see that smirk? He's happy. He's glad that they gave him death. He is trying not to put on a big smile, but you can totally tell that he is fucking happy. He wants death. That's what I see in his face.
230.
So oftentimes when we feel danger, when we feel a threat, we tend to freeze. And I think in that moment, that's exactly what's happening. He's freezing. He hears that he's going to be sentenced to death. That makes him freeze. And that's the body responds to that in a very literal way.
Does anybody want the jurors to be polled?
Yes, please.
Okay. Members of the jury, we're going to ask each of you about the jury's decisions that you have just heard. And I'm going to go juror by number. So juror.
Melissa, jails don't give you heavy medication like that. They don't give you narcotics. They will only give you, Paxil and antidepressants and that kind of stuff. They don't give you narcotics in jail. So I don't believe that he was heavily medicated at all.
Do you, juror 97, agree that the decisions as read by the clerk accurately reflect what the jury decided? Juror 205, do you agree that the decisions as read by the clerk accurately reflect what the jury decided?
So as he's going through and asking each juror if they in fact made that decision or if they agree with what's being said, you can see he's looking at people one after the other, and this is meant to be intimidating. So now when he's not having to sit and listen to what's getting ready to be read, he was looking around, he was looking anxious. Now he's looking directly at people. From what I can tell, he's probably looking at each juror, trying to be intimidating.
Decided.
Yes.
Juror 101, do you agree that the decisions as read by the clerk accurately reflect what the jury decided?
Yes.
Juror 215, do you agree that the decisions as read by the clerk accurately reflect what the jury decided?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, but antipsychotics wouldn't. I know what you're talking about, but antipsychotics wouldn't do that. For someone to be heavily medicated, that would be more like a methadone or, like narcotics that are mind altering. Antipsychotics they're not mind altering like you would think, and they definitely wouldn't overdose him per se.
And this is something I say on a number of videos, but I really want you to consider the kind of person that would commit the types of acts that Wade Wilson did, the kinds of things that he did, the amount of control that he needs. The amount of control that's lost right here is probably almost too much to bear. It's so significant for somebody like this to be on the receiving end of having no control and having people saying in a very direct way, yes, I believe that this person should be sentenced to death.
That the decisions as read by the clerk accurately reflect what the jury decided?
Yes, sir.
Juror 315, do you agree that the decisions as read by the clerk accurately reflect what the jury?
And as you can see, he's only moving his eyes rather than moving his whole head and looking at people because he wants to give off an air of nonchalance. He wants to make it seem like he doesn't really care, but also wants to seem intimidating. So his style of doing this, his style of sitting still and then staring at people or only using his eyes to look, is really a way to appear calm.
309, do you agree that the decisions as read by the clerk accurately reflect what the jury decided? Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank you for your time and consideration of this case. I also wish to advise you of some very special privileges enjoyed by jurors. With that, we thank you again for your service. Gather your belongings, make sure you don't leave anything in the jury room, and the bailiff will escort you out. You are discharged.
All right.
Now, as you can see, he turns to actually face the jury a little bit. He's keeping his chest open, basically saying, I don't feel threatened by you. I'm going to stay open and I don't need to protect myself from you. He's also got his thumbs tucked into his pants, which in some ways is to show that he's feeling casual. It's an attempt to try to appear nonchalant about what's going on. But as he's facing the jury, it's meant to both not only look nonchalant, but also to look intimidating. The idea of facing them, the idea of looking at them. I mean, you really have to consider the fact that this is someone who has literal visible swastikas tattooed on his face and on his head. The goal of intimidating people is clear for him. That's obviously something that's important to him and something that he wants to do. And I really think that he's trying to do that right now.
All right, please be seated. All right. What says the state in regards to sentencing? I know we have to have a spin.
And look how wide open his legs are right now. Now, part of the reason we do this is to assert dominance, is to show I can take up as much space as humanly possible. I'm going to show no deference to the court.
See, like, I want to agree with him there, but I think it's more of a targeted stance for his fans. I didn't think that until I went down the TikTok rabbit hole. There is a video that hopefully I can find again. I mean, I pretty much know, I only looked at a few different creators, but there's a video that he takes both his hands. I put down my microphone. He takes both his hands and he goes like this around his dick, or more like this. But he did it in a nonchalant way where you're not really noticing it unless you notice it, if you know what I mean. But he's literally saying, suck my dick, without making it obvious. So I tend to think that his legs open is more of a show for his fans, and wait till you see some of them. But it's more of a show for his fans in one regard. In the other regard, he's maybe trying to be sexy, like, yeah, look at me. And then having a son that's 6'6", almost 6'6" already, you know, it's pretty hard to be a big dude and just like sit with your legs crossed when you're, when your legs are that long. So I'm not sure he's totally right about it, and hopefully I can find the other video. What's up, Marie?
Court. I'm going to be as big as I can be because I'm important and I can take up whatever room I want.
Spencer hearing.
Yes,
And
you need to go ahead and...
So we'll go ahead and stop here. Today we saw somebody who seemed to really want to give off the impression that they were feeling calm, that they were above everything going on around them, that they weren't intimidated by the things happening. But at the same time, it appeared at times that he wanted to intimidate. He wanted to scare the jury, I'm guessing. He wanted to feel powerful in those moments because this, in a very real way, is a situation where he doesn't have any power. Hopefully this has helped.
And there I agree with him as well, except for the fact that for lack of a better way to say this, he does have celebrity status. The case has gone viral. He's got tons of supporters, tons of idiot women, but he has tons of supporters. So the fact that he has tons of supporters, I think some of this was a show. If his case hadn't gone viral and, he wasn't a big thing and he wasn't all over TikTok and the media and the news and had, 4,000 messages and raised $61,000 plus more. If you take all that out, would he still be putting on a show? Would there still be a show, or would he show his real emotion? He knows the world is watching. He knows his supporters are watching. So he's got to play it off. And we already know he's a good bullshitter. But he's got to play it off like, you know what? I'm going to play this calm and cool. My supporters care about me. That's all I need. Blah, 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 blah. So that's why I don't necessarily agree with a lot of the body language expert. Dr. G did a fantastic job, but I just think in Wade's mind, there's much more going on that meets the eye. Some of it being everything that I explained. And I don't know, I just think body language, there's so many other factors that can play into it. And that's what I think happened here. So what do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Do you agree with Dr. G? A little bit of both. I just thought it was a pretty interesting video. Yep. And do you want to watch other stuff with him? Here is his link. Okay. There's Dr. G's link. He's got a few different videos on a couple of different people. Now, going back to who Joey is, I agree that Joey could be the bartender from that bar. That would make sense to me. That would make a lot more sense than being the roommate. He doesn't care about anything. The phone calls, the way he's explained what happened. I agree with that too. But I also think that he wants the death penalty. I don't think he wants general population. I'm convinced he wants death. All right. So before we do that, I'm going to play a clip of the video of him talking. And please tell me what women see in him, because I can't figure it out at all.
His jumpsuit and new face tattoos.
I'm not a monster. Yeah, I'm not a saint either by any means. I've made bad decisions in the past, of course.
While Wilson is accused of taking 2 lives, he claims to have tipped off investigators about a plot to kill another woman while behind bars. According to an arrest report late last year, Tristan Gendron asked Wilson to help kill the mother of his child, so his domestic abuse charges would be dropped. Wilson couldn't do it himself. He was in jail. But Gendron asked if his crew on the outside could.
He just thought that I was the person to ask for that.
This is a copy of the note Gendron wrote Wilson in jail with details of the hit job. It came with a $200,000 payout. Gendron said the money was in a safe at Gendron's funeral and cremation services in Fort Myers.
People would accept $10,000, $200,000, surely, but I'm not that type of person.
Instead, he reported it to the state attorney's office and became a sworn witness.
I don't know her personally whatsoever from a can of paint, but it doesn't matter. She's a person.
Investigators later found out
It doesn't matter. She's a person. That's real rich considering you killed 2 women and said you just did it to do it. Real good.
there was a safe at the funeral home with cash inside, and those security codes in the note were accurate. The funeral director said the murder-for-hire charges are BS. As you might imagine, anyone tied to Wilson isn't keen on talking. The state attorney's office can't. We don't know all the evidence it has, but it's enough for prosecutors to go for the death penalty.
It doesn't worry me. It worries me only because of the level of corruption around here in Fort Myers that I was involved with.
We learned some of that evidence may include a confession, which Wilson says he was forced to make after he was charged.
When coming to jail, I knew that I had to get something out there as far as a confession because I was told to do that. Otherwise, my parents were going to be harmed. My children were going to be harmed.
Wilson's own father spoke on the record. He told investigators Wilson called him after spending the night with Christine Melton, asking for help. She was a server at a Cape Coral bar. Wilson's father said his son admitted to strangling Melton while she was sleeping and then rolled her up in a carpet. Wilson admits he met Melton at a bar the night before she was found dead and slept at her house, but claims she was alive when he left in her car. He told his dad he then picked up a lady, asked for directions, then choked her and ran her over so many times he made her look like spaghetti.
I was forced. That wasn't a call that I willingly wanted to make.
Investigators say that other woman was mother of two, Diane Ruiz.
But as far as Diane Ruiz, I never ran across her, never seen her, and there's nothing that will say otherwise than that.
Wilson.
Can you believe that? He told NBC2 he had no idea who she was, never saw her, knows nothing about her. The level of depravity of this man is mind-blowing. Nothing more can be said. He's just fucking crazy. Hey, Sierra.
Only briefly mentions Ruiz and Melton in his letters, never giving these women the dignity of saying their names, just that he was set up. He talks more often about a high-profile case of another Cape Coral woman, Lauren DeMolo, who hasn't been seen.
Now this I found interesting. Did he kill her? Why even bring her up? I don't know. I found this interesting. Listen to what the news says.
Seen since June of 2020. Wilson admits he is trying to save his life, but it will be up to a jury to figure out fact from fiction.
Are you just trying to discredit the people who are testifying against you at trial?
Absolutely not. No, I'm just trying to tell the truth.
Wilson and I covered a number of topics, more than we had time to show you and more than we could legally air. Overall, it really seemed like he is trying to bring these things up to save his own skin. Wilson's attorney filed a motion earlier this month to remove himself as counsel due to a conflict of interest. He said their relationship was so ruptured they couldn't move forward. I reached out to that attorney a number of times, but I never heard back. Wilson claims he was part of an organized crime ring. And coming up at 11, we'll tell you how that conspiracy also involved Lauren DeMolo, a local spa, and a former sheriff.
I know her family really wants to know what happened to her.
And I'll have more answers from Cape Coral Police, too, because I talked to them about this case as well.
So if she went missing in 2020, he couldn't have done it. He was in jail. He was arrested October of 2019. But the fact that it could be connected to the spa, it could be connected to Mila. I don't know. I'm going to look more into it because I just found that pretty interesting. What is the connection? Why did he use that as a connection? And is it connected to the spa, the prostitution ring? I'm curious about that. Oh, was she an addict? Was she connected to the spa? Was he connected to her? I don't know. It's something to look into. But I hadn't really heard about her until I found that. So if you know about the case, that would be awesome. So now the final thing that I want to go through is the wonderful TikToks. OMG. All right. So remember Kelly had talked about Kelly had talked about this girl named Courtney. Well, I found Courtney. The girl is delusional. Okay. I'm going to start at the beginning. There's a couple of TikToks. This account now has 20,000 followers. But the best are the comments. Okay. Now, this post is saying that GoFundMe was taken down. This was on July 24th. GoFundMe was taken down because they couldn't have, you can't raise money for a convicted criminal for murder on YouTube, on GoFundMe. So they took it down, refunded the money. Okay, this is Wade from July 25th. I wanted to send you an update. Thank you all for the love and support I have been receiving. It is helping me keep my spirits up, and I believe that together we have a chance to save my life. As a reminder, you can contribute to support me through Fundly, PayPal, TikTok Shop, so that I can afford better representation. Thank you again, and stay tuned to my verified social media pages for more updates. I wanted to send a quick message to address the photo posted earlier today. While I will not give specific details, I will state that it was taken within the last 8 months. Tomorrow, I have an exclusive message posted to my verified accounts at Wade Stephen Wilson Official.
Hey everyone, this is Wade.
No race, they're taking the winner's place. No foot on the brakes, one of the best, homie, that's what they call me. It's only
All right, I gotta cut the music or it's gonna hit me. So that's Wade giving a message through Courtney.
Hey everyone, this is Wade. For all my incredible supporters, I just wanted to express my gratitude for your love and encouragement during this difficult time. Your letters and kindness mean more to me than I can put into words. Your support gives me hope and strength to get through each day. Thank you for standing by me and believing in me. Throughout my life, I struggled to find comfort and support, and now I've finally found it. I was so happy to receive so many questions from you. I answered as many as I could. Stay tuned to my official social media accounts for the answers.
All right, so I'm sitting here reading all these and I was muted, so I apologize. All right.
Sir,
but-
you ready?
All his life, he tried to get support and comfort, and he finally got it. That's what he said. How sad. He probably had such a difficult childhood. Free Wade Wilson. We support you, Wade, but I know I'm going to bring you at my home. LOL. This is amazing to watch as this support continues to grow. Save Wade. Wade Wilson, everything is going to be okay. Save Wade Wilson. Wow. Save Wade Wilson. Still not finished watching the whole trial, but had an unbiased opinion too soon over the facial tattoos and came out like a witch hunt. I'll be back when I'm done. Backing you all the way, Wade. Love you. Prayers for you. Live. Save Wade Wilson. Support you from Romania. Even if I'm very far away, you don't deserve the death penalty. If it's to be punished, it's in another way, but not with death. Save Wade. May God support his life. Justice for Wade Wilson. Stay strong. Stay strong, Wade. Wade through all of this. Be humble. Show your emotion. You can survive this. Support from South Africa. Pussyflap says he killed 2 fucking women. Are you actually insane? Yes, I agree with that. Support from SA Bro right here. Hugs, praying. Save his soul. Save his life. Save Wade Wilson. It goes on and on and on and on.
Sir, you ready?
So get ready, though, for the first time ever. He's going to come in and he's going to do an interview. He's going to answer all of your questions. When will it be available? Get him to say good girl and it's over. I am more than ready, but are you ready? Wade Stephen Wilson. Can't wait for him to testify. Have every hope in Wade. New lawyers, get him freedom. I mean, this sounds like a talk show entrance. We're trying to save his life. I feel like the WWE entrance is not needed. I'm ready. Does he need a new lawyer? He needs a new lawyer and a new trial. He looks like Negan from something in the second clip. Will it be possible to watch it again? Here in Hungary, it might be night by the time the broadcast starts. When and where? Oh, this is going to be so good. What year was this? Where do I ask? Save Wade. Dibs on being his Aussie wife. Hey, Tony. Dibs on being his Aussie wife. Can he get visits? Hi. Tell him, say, good girl, please. I'll fly from Australia. How does he answer questions from jail? When? Hi there. When are we doing the questions and answers? Thanks. Guess when is it? Save him. Again, it goes on and on and on and on. The moment you've been waiting for. I'm going to play this video. Actually, I think it's I'm trying to remember if it's music or not. I may have to read it. Get it, ladies. Love it. Oh, God, my heart almost stopped. I could listen to him for hours. How can a person be so cute? He is such a good soul. I wish him the best in the world. I want more. This girl needs a fucking head examined. And said drove on her until she looked like spaghetti. Seek therapy. He is perfect. From head to toe, from inside and out. Yes, girl, he literally killed 2 women. The next parrot. Fuck is wrong with you? I guarantee like one of these is a JLR. We got you, Wade, 100%. I can listen to it for hours without getting bored. It's great to hear him laugh. Love him. Him saying he has a lot of feelings. Thank you. I absolutely love this. Let's get it. Get it, ladies. That was amazing to hear about you as a person. Backing you all the way, Wade, from Liverpool. I feel that Oyster Perpetual Rolex mention is not random. Does anyone recall when he once mentioned it that he got it from them? Can't find the exact video, though. I could listen to him talk forever, and also to hear him laugh, giggle, melted my entire soul. Wade, you seem like the most down-to-earth man. Are you doing more questions? Love and support all the way from the UK. I hope he gets freed. I truly believe he's innocent. Oh.
A church in South Carolina has gone.
That's my riding mango. He really just wants deep love and a feeling of security from another person. Something he didn't get as a child. This was an absolute joy to listen to, especially about marine life, animals, reading, and laughing with others. Who reported this page? If I had to guess, Rosemary Colvin. Thank you, Wade, for doing this for us and giving us an insight as to who you really are. Hope we get to learn more about you through these. Well, if that wasn't the most genuine, sweetest thing that I've ever listened to, this made my day so much better. Oh, I've been waiting for these words for so long. It's so sweet and sincere. It made my day. Good for everything. We love you, Wade. You guys get the hint? So let's listen.
Hello, this is a prepaid call from
Hey, Wilson. It makes me feel loved, overwhelmed, but mostly I'm having a hard time to process it all. From head to toe and all in between and tattoos and just honestly each and every one of them is just my favorite. Daniel, it depends on my mood and it depends on what I'm doing, but other than that, I don't have a favorite. It depends on how I feel because I'm a very emotional person. I have a lot of feelings, and so when I get in a certain feeling place, I will correlate my music to that. So that could be metal, that could be hip hop, rap, that could be reggae, that could be a lot of things. Okay. What makes me laugh the most is probably whenever I interact with people, interacting with other people and things that they say or.
Now, come on, ladies. I know you're all dying to write him now. I know that you're all head over heels in love with him now. He's all these answers are just yes. This is the man of my dreams, the man I've waited my entire life for. He's finally here. Don't you ladies get that feeling? These people are crazy.
Or when they laugh or a joke is made or seeing how somebody is, and then we laugh about it. So what makes me laugh the most is laughing with other people. That's how I laugh. Hey, I get so many. It's really difficult to manage. Exactly. And so I just don't have enough time by myself to go through and respond to everybody. So my best memory is being in the ocean and diving and swimming very deep in the ocean with the sharks and the fish and the marine life and just swimming amongst them. That's my favorite memory. That's the stuff I like doing. That's exciting to me. The best gift that I ever received was I don't know. What was the best gift? Usually I don't get a whole lot of gifts. I'm usually the one giving them when I'm free. But I think one time I got a Oyster Perpetual Rolex. That was sweet. Something I wish I knew more about would be my love for reading. So not even, of course, the last 5 years that I've been incarcerated, but just my entire life, just literature and reading and stories, and it's just a love and a passion of mine. So of course, now I read so much. I love a good story, great characters, a nice setting. Now more than ever, of course, just putting my mind and putting myself into a whole different environment and setting and world and whatever inside of the book. So green flags would be strength, courage, you know, in her and how she carries herself. And then, of course, like being able to just kind of look into a person's eyes and see, you know, the intelligence behind them that speak volumes to me. So the red flags would just basically be the opposite of that, the lack thereof having those things.
And a huge thank you to Wade and the people who run this account. This really meant so much to me, and I really enjoyed him answering questions, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. Please pass along my thanks to whoever organized this and posted. Love this info. Was hoping he would have mentioned his children. That's the mom in me. Will there be a part 2 of the Q&A? We want more Wade. Hi, Wade from Greece and the beaches here. No sharks, I'm afraid, but beautiful regardless. We love and support you, Wade. I'm a big reader, too. I'm going to see about sending you some good books. What is wrong with these women?
Yeah, more times than not, I absolutely could. So it's usually just generally the approach of a person upon the first interaction with them having with me. So the way that they approach me to speak with me, the first things that they say could really just lead me in either which way of direction of knowing what that intention is, whether it's just more so the looks factor or is it more so genuine concern and care or interest? Just the way that somebody comes at me first.
Now, I'll be honest. Before he answered this, I knew the answer. And I said, I have a feeling I know what answer he's going to give. And I was right.
My favorite, that's a great question. My favorite position would have to be doggy style. Doggy style.
No shocker.
Security is the biggest turn on because having that in my partner, that just beneath that is everything else. So like the love, the comfort, the want, the need, you know, the care, the concern. And so all of that for me falls beneath the direct branch of security. So being secure in my partner is the best feeling in the world. So my take on the TikTok live would just be me, like my response to that is just get it, ladies. Get it. Like go all out. Like really like it. Really like what's going on with it.
You know, in my head, I was fantasizing about us getting along quite well, but now hearing that we literally have so many things in common, it sucker punched me right in the face. I've fallen completely for him now. Alyssa77, please go sign yourself into a mental ward and get help. Thank you. That was so lovely to hear his voice. And about him, we even know his favorite position. I have messaged him on Penmate and Smart, but totally understand he can't read all his messages. Some of these were only a day ago. Not all of them were back in July. Some of these were literally a day ago. Okay, we are TikTok wives. Poor Wade. How can he manage millions of women? He will radar be in prison. Little joke. I'm glad that he knows about us and can feel how much loved he is. I wish him great future, like model or something, with his beautiful body and style. Hope he will be free person and find a woman perfect like him and be happy. Such a perfect man I've ever seen. Oh, mine too, Wade, if you know what I mean. Get it, ladies. In his voice, you can feel that he's a strong-willed person, but at the same time, loving, and I love that combination. I feel that he needs a lot of love and understanding. Somehow I knew most of the answers before he said them, and I don't know him. That's how much his presence tells me about him. Call him what you want, but there's a lost, hurt kid in under all that tats. Oh my fucking God. Wade needs us. Save him. He's innocent. Am I missing something? How did he become the victim? What happened? So he had to confess to multiple times to his then girlfriend Mila, or they would hurt his kids? Honest question. How do you feel about his aunt since the phone calls came out where him and Mila talk about him hurting her and killing the women? God spare him and save his soul. Save our man. On a new photo, around 30, love that one. I will donate. I'm with you, Wade. Free Wade Wilson. Please save him. I tried a few times and won't let me sign unless I sign 10 more petitions. That even after that won't let me have the share option. We have a surprise for you. Head to Wade's Funly to find out. Oh my God, tell me they're raffling off his fucking pants. They are. There's so many people that want to talk to him. Could there be a raffle or something like that? Anyone who donates $5 over the next so-and-so into a raffle, and whoever wins gets a cell call with him. Admins, what do y'all think? I know something are in touch with him. Could y'all make this happen? That was in a Facebook group. I'll take the pants used, please. Ask and you shall receive. They're raffling off his clothes. Is this man not a double murderer? This can be yours. Head over to Wade's Funly for more details. Yeah, this is sick. I can't find anything regarding the item. Click link in bio. Go to his Funly page and scroll down. It shows the reward system for donations. A bunch of bullshit. Important message from Wade.
In my name. I want to make it clear beyond all doubt. I have only one verified PayPal and Fundly accounts under the name Wade Stephen Wilson and Save Wade Stephen Wilson. And the links are in the bios of my official social media accounts on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. My PayPal account will hopefully be up and running this Friday. My only official social media accounts are all under the same name, Wade Stephen Wilson Official. The TikTok page, Let Wade Wilson Live, is also run by a friend of mine and is verified by me. Don't trust any other account. Thank you all for your donations and support.
It's the one and only Digo.
What is the thing that keeps you motivated every day?
In my situation, at one point or another, to, get that justice and then allow for me, hopefully, to see the world once again. That's the thing that keeps me going every day. Yeah, I've traveled. I've traveled a few places. Not as much as I would have liked yet, but the places that I have traveled is Mexico, Jamaica, Costa Rica. So the most unusual place would be in the ocean. In the ocean, swimming with sharks and other marine life. And the most intimate, romantic moment that I had was in the midst of all of that going on around me. Yeah, I do. So my favorite color is blue.
Thank God, because if he said purple, I was changing everything. Yaselin says, the sweetest and most manly voice I ever heard. We trust that you deserve a second chance for yourself, for your family. Wade from Venezuela, I support you. Whatever happens, you have us, Wade. TT Wives Wade's forever. I send love from the heart of Europe, Czech Republic, Mexico, Save Wade. Free Wade Wilson. He was set up. Bro, my heart dropped when he said blue because my favorite color is blue. Any shade, color in blue. I was crying. We love you too, and we are with you. The truth will win. He sounds like the sweetest guy. I wish all the best. We are here for you, Wade. He is so freaking beautiful. Save Wade. I donated today. Save Wade. Wade Save Wilson is innocent. Who can talk with him? Hi, do you, Wade, read this or someone else? Wait, did he say swimming with sharks and marine like again? He loves oceans. Definitely. I'm waiting for an acceptance from him through the communications thing. I wanted to send him books and things like that.
Ever since I was a young boy, as long as I can remember my entire life, it's always been blue. Up to now, it's still blue. And it's not any particular shade of blue. Every color of blue, every shade and tone is my favorite. Okay. You know, I don't think too much I have a favorite like movie, but TV show would be Black Mirror on Netflix. It's a Netflix, presented show, like series. That's my favorite show. That was my favorite show. Kind of a game, I think, is ever since I was a little boy, the same thing with the color, you know? Sour has always been my favorite. So just one last thing, I guess, before we take off here is I just wanted to thank everybody, for your worldwide support of me and having so much support and love and care and everything else for me just means more than anybody could ever know. I really appreciate everybody, and I look forward to finding justice in this situation based on what everybody's doing and the support that they have for me. And I think we're going to find it. So thank you guys all, and I love you guys all. And we'll be back again soon to answer more of your questions.
August 3rd, somebody writes, ask him more creative questions. For example, what his future goals are, if he still has hope for something, or how he's really feeling.
Hi, everyone. This is Wade. For too long, I have remained silent, hoping that the justice system will uncover the truth on its own. However, it is clear that I must now take matters into my own hands and reveal my side of the story. From the very beginning, I have maintained my innocence. I cooperated fully with the investigation, believing that the truth would prevail. But the system failed me. Evidence was mishandled. Witnesses were intimidated. And my voice was drowned out by the overwhelming pressure to find a scapegoat. I became that scapegoat, the convenient target to satisfy the demand for justice. I share this story with you now because I believe in the power of truth and the strength of your support. Together, we can shine a light on the corruption and flaws within the system that led to this miscarriage of justice. I ask you to continue fighting for my exoneration, to demand a thorough reinvestigation of the case, and to stand by my side as we seek the justice that has been denied for too long. Thank you for believing in me and for your unwavering commitment to the truth. Your support gives me so much hope to endure, knowing that one day the truth will set me free. I love you all.
Hi, everyone. Recently, I shared my true story with the world. This was done on August 5th, by the way, of this year. However, since that moment, I face new challenges. The corrupted system here is working against me, and they've disabled my phone. It's clear that they're trying to silence me. It's frustrating when the inmate next to me freely talking on his phone while mine remains unusable. This is just another example of the injustice and corruption within these walls. They might try to silence me, but they can't silence us all. Please continue to raise your voices and share my story. Together, we can fight for the truth. Thank you for standing with me, Wade Wilson. You're going to win, boy. You're going to win. I'm telling you. We won't leave your side. So why did he confess with his ex-girlfriend? I'm sort of new to the case. I know a little bit, but I'm trying to understand. He confessed to his dad, his ex, the cops. No telling who else. He's guilty. He was forced to say that otherwise his adopted parents would be murdered. Poor Wade, he lost his freedom for something he did not do. We are with you, Wade. Don't give up. Everything will be fine. We love you. Save Wade Wilson. We pray for you to be strong. Please donate to Fundly Wade Wilson. I stand with Wade. We believe in you. You're not alone. I'm not losing hope, praying hard over the situation every day. This is so sad. He deserves so much more and needs a retrial. We are with you. May the force be with you. You remind me of the older movies, especially Bonnie and Clyde. The classy, tall, dark, and handsome with a manly grace and charm. But has that, yes, I'm a bad, bad man, as in a badass, not bad to people. Yes, he's stunning. He is so visually stunning. He could have been anything in life. Imagine having that face and that height. He has ruined his life. Wait, I'm so confused. So did he do it or did he not do it? I'm new to this rabbit hole. Yes, he did it. Go watch his dad's new interview. He calls out these theories and can't believe people believe him. Exactly. And he gave me the specific details, hardly pleading innocence. This man ain't seeing the light of day ever again. My tears are running down my face again. Stay strong, Wade. Warm blessings from Germany. This is so common. Things like this happen to so many innocent people. This is so sad. All right. The Fenley says not taking donations. Hi, we reached out to Fundly to figure out why it's not allowing donations through the website. If you go on your phone or through the Fundly app, it should allow you to donate. Also, I hope you caught the comment I just made on Long Crimes video of day 3. His defense made remarks about his bad closing argument, and they laughed about it. I can't believe this. This made me cry, Wade. I've been on your side since this started, and I'm praying for you. I'm always here for you. We stand with you, Wade. Now they're blocking his messages. His phone still doesn't work. He's being treated so poorly. Keep being his voice, people. They need his voice. He doesn't deserve this. Don't give up on him. Stand by my side as we seek the justice that has been denied for so long. An update about Wade.
Our voice got through. Wade's phone and messages have been partially restored. He now has contact with his family. Keep being his voice. Wade is not alone. They can. All this time.
Meet Courtney, the girl behind the accounts. Wow, those messages from Kelly are wild. She seems desperate. Courtney, you're a delightful lady. Thank you for being so refreshing. I would love so much to be friends with him. It must be so cool and fun. He seems super sweet. But after this video, it confirms how sweet he is. Thank you for this video. You are one of the best and easy exes I ever heard. Kelly is just bitter, jealous of you. He'll get out of it. I am happy that you were his voice and nothing will stop you. This was 4 days ago. 4 fucking days ago. Hey, John. 4 days ago. She just has the sweetest vibe about her. if they allow a new trial, did you try to contact the lawyer, Jose Baez? I'm praying for Wade. This is all so sad. Kim Kardashian, save him. Meet Wade Wilson. From the eyes of a loving ex-partner. How did you guys meet?
2018 on POF. He wrote me first, and I thought he was a catfish. So we moved over to Snapchat, and then he sent me pictures that he had off of POF, and so I was like, no, those are off of POF. Send me real ones. And he sent me a picture, and I was like, oh my God, he's real. His looks. First he's 6'5". He had muscles, he had tattoos, he had these dimples, a beautiful smile. And that's what originally attracted me to him. But afterwards, what it was he was sweet, and he was kind, and he was understanding, and he understood that I had a child with special needs, and he's just, everything that he would say to me was like the perfect answer. And I asked him what his flaw was, because he's perfect. And he told me, I think he was 24 or 25 years old at the time. He told me that his only flaw was that he didn't have a good woman in his life. Yeah, he is. Anywhere we went, he didn't even know the people. We went to Winn-Dixie. He didn't even know them, and he was sitting there talking with them like they've been lifelong friends. And that's just how he is. But it's also because he's got that. He doesn't have that, like that mean face. He's got that face that's like, hey, how you been? And just strike up a conversation with you. My sister, she had a high-risk pregnancy back in...
John, if you want an hour and a half rundown of the entire case, Rotten Mango. Rotten Mango did a fantastic overall of the case.
In November of 2018. Yes, 2018. And I told him my sister's in the hospital, and she was going to be having her baby tomorrow. She's bleeding a lot. She's high risk. And I was going to take a train from West Palm Beach to Orlando, which would have taken about 4 hours. And Wade goes, can I take you? And I said, yeah, if you want to take me. And we drove all the way up to Orlando laughing. He was freestyling. Just, a good grand old time. So when we got to Orlando, he was going to originally just drop me off, and I said, do you want to meet my sister? Do you want to come inside? And he was like, yeah, I want to go in, but I don't know how your family would feel about that. And I told him, come on, you drove me all the way here. So we parked the car, we went, he met my sister, he met my entire family, and he met my new nephew. He held him, and it was, it was sweet that he was able to bring me all the way to Orlando.
Now let us debunk some lies, shall we?
Yes. So Wade texted me earlier in the day, and he asked me, can I come down there? I want to be with you. And I told him, of course, because I wanted to be with him too. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna get my stuff together, and then we'll head down there. So I was like, all right, just keep me in the loop. Let me know when more or less when you'll be here. So around 2 a.m. he called me, and he said, hey, we're about to be there. We should head over there. So I headed over to the gas station, And when they pulled up, Kelly was driving. Wade was in the passenger seat. He got out. He went to go get his backpack, and you see Kelly, and she leans forward and she goes, "Please don't leave me. Please, I'll do anything. Just please don't go." And he said, "No, Kelly, I'm done. I'm leaving." And, you know, she's just begging him, "Please, please, please." And I could see Kelly clear as day. You know, gas stations, they got lights. So she didn't have any bruising. Her lip wasn't busted. She didn't look like she was a scared, battered woman or anything like that. She was fine. And when Wade and I were walking away, Kelly she didn't speed off like she was afraid for her life or anything like that. She drove off normal. No, she wasn't scared of him at all. She was literally begging him to, "Please don't leave me. I'll do anything." She had her shirt on. She was fully clothed. She didn't look beaten. She didn't have a busted lip. Like if she had a busted lip, I think all of this would have. Wade's a big guy with a lot of power. If he would have hit her, all of this would have been swollen. I guess he was just really happy to see me, happy to get away from Kelly. And he didn't seem like he had just, tied someone up and, all of the things that she said that he did to her. He didn't seem like he did any of that. He seemed fine. Just happy to get away from her. So we went home. We sat outside, smoked a cigarette, talked a little bit, and just kind of catching up because we hadn't seen each other in maybe a few weeks or so. And then we went inside and we laid down, but that was it for that night, And then when we woke up, Kelly was messaging him, emailing him, and "Oh, I have your EBT card here. What's the code? Blah blah blah." Just trying to get him to respond to her. And I just kept telling him, she'll eventually stop, but it didn't. That didn't happen. I want to say the next day or the day after, when she was able to figure out who I was, is when she started messaging me constantly. And even if I didn't reply, she would still one after another. I want to say the next day or the day after, when she was able.
All right, so the text messages from Kelly's phone. "You'd have it too if I had herpes, but I don't have anything you do though. Again, if I had herpes, you'd also have herpes, since you fucked my boyfriend at the time. Okay, heffa hump, that's what your fat ass told me. You even told my sister that you had herpes, that you gave it to Wade, which you did, because I got checked and I'm clean. You, on the other hand, have a dirty pussy. I'm waiting for my sister to change up her phone now so that she can send me the screenshot of when you said you gave Wade herpes."
Able to figure out who
just like I lied to him to get him back from Texas to get him arrested. You said that you were with Wade when that happened, and then he made you go get an abortion, so try again. LMAO. Oh, I was like he was going to marry you at the courthouse. LMAO. All right, I got clients to call. Bye. Bye. Go be miserable. Don't contact me again. I'm not miserable. Don't contact me. Stop writing me. Do you realize these people are fighting over a fucking convicted murderer? This guy is a womanizer, a murderer, and a cheat. Are they 12? Because they sure as fuck act like it. Hey, Yarn.
who I was is when she started messaging me.
It's like how you told my sister you were pregnant with Wade's baby, but then say you weren't. I was trying to get him to come back so he would get arrested. I'm not going to make fun of them, just the obsessed one. Milo was plenty obsessed, and so are you. Constantly asking me if I want him back because he was asking. Texting me daily like he wants you, he keeps calling. And then she took him back because I wouldn't. If I was obsessed, I would have picked him up the night he got out of jail and called me. Cool story, bro. And fucking someone got pregnant. Oh, and fucking Rose got pregnant.
And messaging me constantly. And even if I didn't reply, she would still, one after another. Yeah, she reached out to my sister. She was like, do you know where Wade is? Do you know where your sister? So, yeah, every single day after.
Okay, now for nothing, I don't think either one of them have a right to call either one fat. In my humble opinion, they're both on the big side, and they were both used by him. And neither one have any respect for themselves. Besides the fact he's gay. How do you feel now? But Courtney, you keep standing by your man. Ooh. Damn. I was hoping somebody commented on one of my posts. So I left a comment for someone. Someone wrote something like something about corruption, that it's all about corruption. So I started a new TikTok and I said, now I understand why you support him, because corruption is spelled with 2 R's. It was something like that, but like total fucking moron. Learn the facts about Wade. The truth revealed. I mean, this goes on and on and on and on and on. The rabbit hole is huge. We stand behind you, Wade. We love you, Wade. Okay, he's hot in a suit, but excuse me, in his prison. I have to find a video that he was like, suck my dick. He was wearing the blue pants. That I know. I don't know. I have to find it. He's crazy. But I'm telling you guys, the rabbit hole is deep. Like, I'll be honest with you, the psychology of how these women, A, believe his bullshit, but more importantly, how these women are in love with a murderer, a convicted murderer who killed 2 innocent women for no other reason than he felt like it. Oh, maybe this is it.
Wade to make phone calls utilizing a device that would reroute through the victim's phones. That's why there's that.
No. Many of you claim to have lost faith in his innocence after the prison called air. This is 1 day ago. I am attaching a recording for you. Listen, understand, open your eyes. Wade was in prison a long time ago and knows that calls are recorded. Why does it sound the way it does? Exactly. Because if it sounds like that, you believe it. And that was the purpose of that. So that related ones, the media, the organization will believe, to prove that he keeps his side of the agreement he made and his loved ones are protected. Can you imagine to stand in his place? I repeat, I am so sorry for the victims, but Wade Wilson is not a murderer. Please donate so that we can collect the amount needed for legal representation. The verdict will be handed down on August 27th, leaving us 15 days. Let's connect. Wade needs us. The victims need us. Do we want the truth to come out or not? Oh, yeah. Yes, if he has a damn good lawyer, who's going to stand behind him? That's the whole purpose of Funly. Get that lawyer and appeal. Let me tell you right now, if I see one person I know in these comment sections, you guys are in trouble. He's innocent. Whoa, Mila is friends with the interesting people who burnt down the adoptive parents' house. Why isn't anyone speaking on behalf of this character? What the heck is the real story? Now I'm confused. Now again, this was 1 day ago.
There's evidence that Wade used their phones to call his biological father and Mila. Wade first called his biological dad and purposely called him over his adoptive parents because he didn't want to involve them. He told him he did something bad that he cannot take back. He was very vague with his initial conversation with his dad. He then called Mila, again, still utilizing that device which rerouted the call through the victim's phones, to tell her the same thing. Once the calls were done, Josh told Wade that he was going to call the police to have them come and arrest him. The first responding officer was Sergeant Angela Fleming, who was a longtime friend of Mila's.
Oh, this is the one we heard yesterday. Yeah, it's not. But he was wearing the same outfit. We have the wrong man. Use the link in my bio. Innocent lives. Please don't let us get here. Don't let Wade get here. Please support Wade. Thank you. We got this. Together we can shine. Save our boy. 15,000 signatures against the death penalty for Wade Wilson. Make it make sense. New trial. Save Wade. Here it is. This is it. I'm glad I found it. There it is. The suck my dick. That's exactly what he's stating. If I was a juror and I saw that, I'd fucking fry his ass. That's how serious he's taking this. He's telling people, suck my dick. And that's his facial expression. That's his body expression. All of that is part of the reason I don't agree with the body language expert. But I'm glad I found it because that's what I was looking for. Free Wade. Comments are off. Yes, sir, she writes. Yes, sir. Don't give up. Wade needs us. And folks, there you have it. I don't know, Miss Vu. I don't know if anyone was testifying during that. But how crazy is that? No, Jeanette, it's not up to the jury. The jury already made their recommendation, but it's up to the judge. And that'll be on August 27th. I don't know where you get your information, Jeanette. But nothing is September. It's August 27th. The judge will decide. In Florida, a jury makes a recommendation, but it's a judge that ultimately decides what happens. So the judge can think that he's better off in general population. In a way, I think he is. He'll get killed in general pop. And I think that'll be a much better sentence for him. Even though I do believe in the death penalty, I think he'll get death regardless. But he doesn't want general population. Though even though he's gay, it might work out for him. You know, he might be very happy in general population. He'll be a little bitch boy. Don't bend over. So, all right, I'm going to get off of here, though. I'm getting tired. I can't believe I'm on almost 2 hours. We're going walking in the morning with Mom and Howard. So, I will see you beautiful people tomorrow night. Go back to 8:30 unless another bomb video drops. Then I might be on earlier, but I don't know what we're doing tomorrow. So, Tony, thank you so much for the memberships. And I might do some uploads on here, though, because, I don't know, I just might. And then once Mom leaves, then we will get back to normal schedules, and I'll start doing stuff on the other channel, and that's it. All right? Don't forget, order your candles, energycandles.com, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Peace. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you like and subscribe. Bye.